Hello and welcome to another update video about XRP. So XRP has not moved much today, basically just sideways consolidation. XRP is now consolidating just below the all-time high, which is, well, not just below it, right? But we talk here about around about 335, 340 as all-time high, but we're now hovering around 240. So it's quite a bit, distance, but we actually already came close to it. We pretty much, reached 295 a few days ago. So we came very close. I mean, I wouldn't, I don't find it impossible that we consolidate a little bit below that all-time high, but above the breakout point. So essentially that we have a bit of a range here, right? Between the all-time high and this breakout point. And then we could just consolidate a little bit in this range, just speculation, of course. But this previous breakout point, the 2021 high, previous bull market high, and which pretty much set XRP free. I mean, this was a critical breakout point. And well, between the all-time high, I mean, that it's just support and resistance, right? So this previous breakout point or previous swing high, previous 2021 bull market high could act as support now that the price managed to get above this critical level. And, we are sustaining above it. This is so far not a simple fake out. So we are sustaining above it. The price already moved above this area. Let me just see actually that we weren't even hovering long below it, I think for a day or so, and then breakout. And now we've been above this level for 3-4 days now. Well, the breakout was actually on the 1st of December, yeah. So it's looking good for XRP. There has been a bit of a reaction there and rejection to the 161.8 extension level. Exactly there. Yeah, moved slightly above it, but couldn't maintain it, couldn't sustain above it. You see here the red line is the previous all-time high. And the next upside level to watch, Fibonacci level, is also very close to the all-time high. It is at 325. And it's the 178.6 extension. So we have not only the previous all-time high, or not the previous all-time high, the all-time high there, but we also have a Fibonacci level there. Not the most relevant one, but still one that is part of the standard Fibonacci extension ladder that I would use to determine targets. So I think resistance is clear. The support level, well, I mean, it could be structural support. We haven't even retested it from above. So we haven't generated additional support. I mean, what would have been ideal is, and maybe that still happens, right? A breakout and then a retest, maybe even consolidating a bit. That's actually good. That's actually good if that happens, because it creates support, right? It creates support. We haven't got that. So if prices move too fast, and they often do in crypto, they don't build enough structure that could generate like additional support should these levels be tested again. So that would actually be a good thing, to maybe test that level, hover a little bit, maybe slightly touch the orange support region below at 185, but then break out next and form that fifth wave up that we want to see. Overall, I think the structure is pretty clear here at the moment. Okay, it's kind of messy as well, but I assume this is a 5-wave move up that's forming, and I assume we are in the late stages of a third wave, even though we can never say how long a third wave really goes or extends. But we have standard extension levels, and we know that usually under normal conditions we would see a third wave finish in these regions around, well, the 161.8 extension, 178.6 extension, maybe even the 200% extension that's at $4.19. Then we want to see a wave 4 and a wave 5. So I find this consolidation that we see on some altcoin charts at the moment actually quite good. XRP hasn't really been consolidating for long, but if we see a lot of sideways action, it creates some stability. Now let's take a look at the shorter time frame chart. And here we've seen that the upside move is actually technically complete. So talking about that third wave here, this is only the short-term chart. Well, it shouldn't be on the 15-minute chart, but here on the 1-hour chart, it is the short-term chart, and here all these 5 waves are completed. That's 5 waves in a larger third wave. And I mean, here on this 1-hour chart, the question is, can we extend higher? You see the green line, which is the previous breakout point. That's the swing high here from, it's the 2021 high, and you see that we formed this triangle below the line, below the breakout point at around 196, which again could act as support. So maybe we're coming down to retest it. I provided yesterday a Fibonacci support zone, which I see as a weak support zone. It's just, the idea of this is just to have some levels to watch. So if you're interested in watching some support levels, Fibonacci support above the breakout point, above the 196 level, then there they are, $2.05, $2.21, $2.33, $2.45. But I see it as weak support, and also I have no clear upside setup at the moment. Now, there's nothing convincing at the moment. I mean, for sure, this could be another 1-2 setup, and then the price shouldn't break below $2.05, and I'm not quite sure how that would be integrated in the bigger picture. So I can only say the wave count for me is full. As long as pullbacks remain corrective, which means in 3 waves, further upside is possible. We have broken the very first micro support a few days ago, but that was after the wave count was full. So we formed that one more high. And actually for me, it's now just watching to see what happens. I mean, at the moment, there's only consolidation. So we need a bit more price data to really say we want to go higher, or we spend a little bit of time here in a sideways consolidation phase. Sideways would be good. I mean, the market needs to cool down a little bit. Just needs to cool down a little bit because it's, let's say, quite overheated. And if that happens with sideways action, it can take some time, but it's better than like crashing down, right? If we take a look at the daily, just sort of the daily, oh, 1 second, where are we? Daily RSI, still overbought. I mean, that characterizes a strong uptrend. Now, the thing is, this is the highest reading, right, at the moment. And that typically indicates a third of a third wave. We haven't got divergences yet on the daily chart. There have been some weak divergences on the 4-hour, but on the daily there are not. And that means normally the highest reading appears in a third wave, right? And then in the fifth wave, or the fifth wave of a third, we get some divergences. So I mean, it could still push higher. You know, it's the highest reading. I mean, you might say it's overbought, but and then it has to come down or something. But high reading actually is quite bullish. The divergences are when things are starting to pull back. We've seen that here on the 4-hour chart. I mean, that's why we see a bit of correction there. And on the MACD, once this starts to move up again, we might be gearing up for the next wave up, possibly. We're still holding in the bullish range on the RSI above 50. So that's just something to observe as well. And we have here a reaction to the 50% retracement. So just something to observe. I don't really have a clear extension to the upside from an Elliott wave point of view, but we can use some Fibonacci support, structural support. And I don't assume necessarily that a major top is in place, but still what could happen at any point, and I go to the larger time frame again, is the start of this wave 4. So this would be Fibonacci support, but we would have to break back below the 2021 high first to test these levels between 185 and 112. So for me, I mean, main takeaway is the wave count is full. I think it's time to be cautious, not bearish, just to see what XRP is doing. You have some Fibonacci support levels there to watch. For me, any break below 196 would indicate that the larger wave 4 has started. Sorry, but that would not necessarily be a major top. We would have to see how the price reacts then to that Fibonacci level on the daily chart. So maybe tomorrow we know a little bit more. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.